You asked me if I had to pick, what would my favorite flower be? And as for my response, I thought about it very carefully. I want for tulips. I already have those. And I want a silver wedding band. So baby, not marigolds. I don't need a buttercup to know that I have luck. I got you and I'm hydrated.
1 minute left.
We've got 1 minute left, so make sure you are on nomo.wtf.
Black-eyed Susans remind me of
Also a noun or noun today.
Sorry, Evie, I've got to mute you. GM, everyone.
GM, 36 seconds left to go. Cutting it down to the wire today for 9 o'clock LITE.
I had to play some music from my friend IRL.
Let's go.
Yeah.
All right. What are we doing here?
Flower
Looks like
song.
the auction's about to end for 25.
Looks like it is for a new nouner.
A new nouner, saloshin.eth. If you're listening, come on the show. We want to meet you. Let's go see if we can play fomonouns. You never know. It could be a Sunday miracle. Who wants to try?
Maybe.
Make sure. Let's vote down off the hop just to sort of see how things go. Let's go.
All right.
No cheese.
All right.
No
I
cheese
do
for
like
you.
the CC0 piano. Yeah, well, I
wouldn't be the
shouldn't have
worst.
said it.
You're gonna get it then.
And we're getting the cheese.
I shouldn't have said it out
The
loud.
cheese or the piano?
Oh, we didn't get it. We
no.
didn't get it. Ooh,
We didn't get it.
We're getting the
Oh,
kangaroo.
Oh, now
And we're getting the kangaroo.
donkey.
I think that when we open,
No,
yeah,
it's
or
not a-
it's a
not a
burrito.
It's not a burro anymore because they made one of those in the Amigos collection.
True
So,
story.
I thought they made a kangaroo.
That's Segura fries.
That CC0 piano is gangster though.
I know.
that is that the new
CC0 piano
noun
was
sounds?
so nice.
Well, we can save it.
We could
Yeah.
save it. If you go to nomo.wtf, you could save a noun just by clicking. And for the price of 1 coffee a day, you could save 1 Nomo noun from eternal damnation. Okay. choose your
Oh, I
character.
really like the fried melon.
I like
Nil
the
Factory.
greasy tornado. I'm going greasy tornado, I
Good,
think.
but Nil
I
Factory
can't
is
decide
pretty
between
clean.
CC0 piano and fried melon.
That's one of my favorite songs.
Wizard.
That's one of my favorite songs from my youth. Greasy tornado. Remember that
Oh
song?
my god.
I'm going for the fry.
Let's go.
All right, I'm going for Factory now.
There's also Orchidao, and Free Willy just died, so Orchidao could be a thing.
Okay.
What?
Oh my god, my thing's not working.
Trigger warning.
I'll come back to that.
It is 9:15 a.m., but we just had daylight saving, so it feels like it's 8:15 a.m.
Oh,
Yeah,
And
sorry,
that
Free
was
Willy did die.
damn soon for that.
Maybe I can con some PST since they're coming on the show now.
Give it
All
like
right, it
2
looks like
days.
it's coming down the wire between Noun Sounds and Greasy Tornado. We've also got Pride Melon.
The fried melon that I am single-handedly saving because no one else is voting for it. Yeah.
Cactus fries sounds like a meal from like I don't know, Kelsey's
South
or
by
Montana's.
Southwest.
One of these restaurants.
South by Southwest.
Oh, my wrist is
Not my tornado! Not my tornado!
killing.
Not my tornado! Oh, yes, just in time.
Oh,
that was
damn it.
close. That was so close.
Wow.
I almost beat you out. All
That was
right.
close. One,
I gotta
two,
go for
three,
the piano.
go!
That
I do
tornado's
like
dope
the
though.
piano. The tornado's pretty cool.
The
Well, I
greasy
like-
tornado
I
is
like
good,
the
but I'm a fan of nothing blue. I got to.
It's a pretty cool piano. And
Nice.
it's CCO.
Not even close.
Aw, that's such a nice Nolo. And we did it just for Woody. Woody joined us, and we thought, hey, we should do a Nomo for Woody. It's only fair.
Yeah.
Me likey.
Now what, RSU?
Thank you for the fantastic feedback.
Robot Fish Go, now what? What's the deal?
Now what? Well, Nomo, if you see the Nomo, you can see that it is for 0.0069 ETH. That's the case for the next 24 hours. It used to raise in price, now it doesn't. In fact, it might even lower in price based on what ETH has been doing. But anyway, the Nomo, if you mint the Nomo, then you have a chance to, usually we do some sort of Nomo draw, where we have a bunch of Nounish NFTs and other just cool tokens in the Nomo wallet that we give out to random Nomo winners. Also, more importantly, if you get a Nomo, you support the show. You make it so that we can do what we do here.
Speaking of Nomos, I should do a lucky Nomo draw now while we banter.
You probably should. Also, because we never get to play FOMO anymore, I don't know if anyone noticed, but this was a Nounder Day.
Oh yeah, CEO did say that, and then we still forgot.
Yeah.
What did we get?
We got a moose. We got a noggleified moose.
It's a nice moose.
It's not bad.
It's a nice moose.
It's
Canadians will like it.
They'll like what they get. Just like
not our
us.
fault.
That's one thing. That's one thing the Nomo botter hasn't changed.
Yeah, that's right. All
Did I say
right.
Nomo botter? I meant FOMO botter. There's too many omos.
Well, we do have a nice. So it's a nice kangaroo for any of the Aussies in the audience. I mean, for the 641. There you go.
Or
Yeah,
a
Ben,
fantastic hero with your...
Yeah, Ben, I think a kangaroo would be a nice zebra compatriot. Get on your continent, bro.
Seems like they get along well.
Yeah, not friends with the capybara, as Symbio once learned.
Very funny. I'm looking at my Unitoad reveals, and I got a hawk.
You got a hawk? Nice.
Wait,
yes.
they revealed? Oh,
Yeah, they got revealed. And
Yeah,
I am going to get another one.
It was a bit sad, but RFG, just so you know, there's 100 left still on the mint site, so don't buy on secondary. And there's a one of one in there. So
I know.
The MFer one of one, I think, is in the last 100 because I am not seeing it on OpenSea. But just saying. But yeah, we decided to cap the collection at 3333. Call it a day. Reveal. So enjoy. And by the way, we have given, I think, 25 of those, if I'm not mistaken, to the Nomo wallet. So we will be giving some of those out over the next days as well, if OpenSea would cooperate, so that I could actually find a Nomo winner to give it to.
I can't get more. I have 5. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, Boney set
Amateur.
the wallet limit
Amateur.
to 5. Because he was like, as soon as you tell people the MFers in there, someone's going to go and mint 100. And I was like, and the problem with that? But Boney is a better person than I am, so.
Yeah, I don't see why there's a problem with that. Like, do it. Oh, God.
Got to give a shout out to Boney. Actually, we had a little bit of a hiccup with the reveal of the metadata last night. Just a bueno sort of quirk, and he worked through my night, his day, to figure it out and make sure that the IPFS got linked properly to the metadata. So shout out Boney. You're the Boney best.
So for a second it was no bueno?
Well, it just wasn't linked properly. It was like an old draft of the
Let the joke land, Tony.
What's
he
that?
totally missed it. He totally missed the joke.
I said, you mean for a second it was no bueno?
No bueno.
That is a funny joke.
It was
that
actually very good.
That I completely missed.
That was like, I literally thought of that because it felt like something you would say.
That's the thing. It was too much of a Toady joke, so it like passed through the radar undetected.
That's a joke, son. It went over your head, flew right by you.
Oh, it's been a while since we had Foghorn Leghorn on. He's been busy working. He's been working.
Yeah, usually it's only Honk doing that voice. Everyone forgets that I've got it too. Oh, God. We should do a show like that. We should just have random cartoon characters host the Noun Square. How much trouble would we get into?
Narrator.
I mean,
I think we already do have random cartoon
really
characters
should.
hosting the Noun Square.
Wow, shots fired.
Like, on the one hand, you know, but on the other hand, you're not wrong.
Not wrong at all. Like, look at all. I mean, we are all cartoon characters right now. So there you go.
Oh boy.
So the time changed.
You speak for yourself. These are my stable coins. So
Does the time change for everybody in the room, or just the because it doesn't change for me? I'm just wondering.
it only changes if you're looking at your watch.
What are you in
It's
Arizona or
It's
something?
it's like quantum.
Well, I'm in Mexico, and it doesn't. We don't observe daylight savings. I thought the U.S. passed a law recently, or was that just California?
Yeah, so last year was supposed to be the last year that they did it, and then this time is now also supposed to be the last time that it happens. We'll see if that's the case.
Interesting.
So Florida passed a law a long time, like a while ago, but it requires you have to pass it in the state, and then the federal government has to approve it, and they haven't approved it. So we still change here, and I totally forgot. So I was like, wow, we must have had a long auction one day that I missed, because how did we move so far?
Yeah.
I was very confused.
That's what Zark said yesterday. She was like, wow, you guys must have had a really great FOMO. The auction moved back a whole hour. And I was like, it's daylight savings.
Yeah, totally was like, oh, wow.
We still got bothered.
We'll get to my class time eventually.
Nobody told me I was up an hour early.
Does the time move for the rest of the world too? I'm just curious as to what countries observe daylight saving stuff.
Yeah, this is a lot of people don't realize this, but time moves for everybody.
Time keeps on ticking.
Like in general.
All right.
I'm just kidding. No, I don't think it's.
I don't think you're funny.
But like in Asia, in Australia, in other countries.
It's parts of Australia. New Zealand changes clocks. And I think there's not many other ones. There's outside of Europe and North America, those are the main places. But outside of there's just I think Paraguay, Cuba, Haiti, and maybe Argentina.
Interesting.
But yeah, most of the world doesn't.
One thing's for sure, it makes no sense.
It makes absolutely zero sense. But I mean, people, the government, the federal government is not logical by any means. So they're just like, yeah, we're going to keep on doing this thing that it's been around forever just to do it and confuse people.
I think one of the interesting things is it's just a lot harder to undo things than to do them. So once things sort of become common practice, it makes it so much harder to undo those things,
100%.
Yeah.
Like income tax, income tax was introduced by most countries as war measure acts, and they were only supposed to be temporary, but I don't see them going back on that particular one.
No, they don't want to give that up.
Yeah.
Actually, ours started as before Prohibition, because when they were going to lose all the liquor tax revenue, they added income tax. So that was bad in a couple ways.
Interesting. Yeah, here in Canada, it was literally a War Measures Act to basically, they used World War II as a excuse, and then they just never reintroduced it or never took it back.
Hail Caesar.
What's that?
I said Hail Caesar.
Yeah.
Same story.
Not that war. Not that war.
No, Thanks, Prof. I thought Julius Caesar was Canadian. I don't know what I was thinking.
Yeah, the Income Tax War Act was intended to first finance 100,000 military personnel needed to continue the war effort. And then after that, they were like, we won't keep it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's all the time.
We won't keep it. Wink, wink, wink.
We gonna spy on you real quick, but then
it was World War I though, which makes a lot more sense. Actually, I'm stupid for saying World War II, but anyway,
World War I does make a bit more sense. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, it's still shitty that it kept happening, but I get it.
So I'm sorry. It was more like, instead of being like the Income War Tax Act, it was more like, I don't know, how do you talk in the 1900s? Robot Fish Girl, you do the 1900s voice. I do the
yeah, well, actually, it's pretty much the same. They still had the mid-range mic, so it would still be like the coming war is looming.
Oh, I was doing the static for you.
Yeah, the war is looming. We need you to help support the war effort. Like it would all be around that. Actually, not far from the range I have now.
Well, there's the cartoon characters you wanted, Woody. Ask and you get.
Oh, they've been here the whole time, Toady. They're just being more flagrant now.
Now, next on the Noun Square.
I can do Donald Duck sounds, but I can't make any. Like, I can't actually speak as Donald Duck, so that's probably not. We got Triggity Tron. Triggity Tron is joining us, which I'm excited for because he's always got some interesting stuff to talk about. What up, Triggity?
Hey, I'm gonna let you down. I got nothing interesting to talk about. I was just like, why is y'all are always on, and I'm like so amazed, and I just want to say good morning. I'm driving to get bagels. That's the most exciting thing right now.
We live here, bro. This is 270 days in a row that we've done this show at 9 o'clock.
271 actually.
But who's counting? Clearly not me.
Congrats! Like, just y'all are awesome. I just wanted to say that. Like, I'm getting in the car, going to get bagels, and I'm like, just checking, and I'm like, of course y'all are on doing a space, and that's awesome. And
What kind of bagels are we talking about?
Sausage,
that's the important question.
Sausage, egg, and cheese on everything bagels, and you don't get great bagels in San Antonio, but there's like a Chicago bagel deli place that actually does pretty decent bagels.
Why does Chicago copy everything that New York does? That's what I'm. That's what I think.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
And I'm asking this. I'm asking this as a Canadian, so hopefully not offending anybody.
I lived in New York for a while, so they had the best. I didn't know what a bagel was till I knew what a bagel was, but I wasn't excited about them. But then I had one in New York, and it was like, okay, this is what it's supposed to be like.
Yeah, we have good bagels here in Montreal as well. Although I did really enjoy the bagel that I tried in New York when I was there. The one bagel.
Have you heard about the Farouk and Keith Grossman have an ongoing bagel battle as to whether or not Montreal or New York bagels are better? Which obviously New York, but Farouk keeps trying to push. Farouk keeps pushing Momontreal.
They're pretty similar. I mean, they both have high big Jewish populations that have brought that tradition and they've become sort of part of the local lore. So here in Canada, for sure, if you're getting a bagel, you got to get it from Montreal. Although we have them here in Ottawa too, but.
And you know that bagels started when the war was going on. They had to take the hole out of it and give it to the soldiers. They were taking the middle of people's bread and passing them out for
wound dressing.
Yeah.
Bagels.
The bread tax.
They're like, we're here for 10% of your bagels, sir. We'll take the middle.
The bread tax.
The bread tax. They said they were going to get rid of it after the war, but they never did. Exactly. Now we have bagels.
Exactly. Now we have bagels. It's great.
Not again, government. Not again, government. If you're listening today, please retweet the room and then come up on stage and tell us about something the government was only supposed to do for a little while, but then stopped doing it afterwards. I mean, kept doing it afterwards. Fen, what's up, man?
Yo, it's good. How you doing?
We're good. It's Sunday. It's light. We're chilling.
Love it.
What's up with you?
Chilling, man. I have a birthday soon, so I had dinner with the family last night and just kind of chilling today.
Nice. So, do you feel comfortable saying what birthday it is?
Oh, what do you mean? What birthday?
What number?
How many consecutive?
Yeah, in a row usually is what we do.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to be public about that, but it's not. Okay. It's somewhere in the 30s. Let's put it that way.
Somewhere in the 30s.
On this show, we do age, sex, location. Off rip.
yeah, ASL. And then we ask you about your.
Welcome to the Noun Square Omegle.
Omegle, or what was the other one? Yahoo Chat was big in Yahoo Chat as well.
Yeah, that was before my time. I don't know.
You don't remember Yahoo?
Questions to docs.
That's right. Yahoo Chat was the shit. You missed out, Robot. I'm real sorry.
I never. This is the thing. Is like I was already like. There were already selfies of me and Prof up before I considered maybe not doxing myself. And then by that point, I was like, there's already pictures of me on Twitter. I don't care.
I'm going like reverse dox. I was like a toad on a skateboard before, and now I'm like an ASCII toad on a skateboard. I'm getting more and more abstract as time goes on. Eventually, I'll just be a pair of noggles and a skateboard.
Yeah.
Speaking of these ASCII toads, I'm obsessed. I'm looking through all of mine, and by the way, I have many, and I may have overdone a little bit.
Did Prof do a degen?
Might have. Well, because I've missed out on bony things before, and then I regret it, and then I get mad. So I was like, I'm not missing out this time, and like I went a little overboard. Overcorrection, but the ones on the skateboard that are smoking are hilarious. Like they're smoking and on a skateboard. Like it's just funny.
Yeah, I made myself my one of one Tony Hawk, and then Boney was like, skateboard needs to go in, and so it went in. And I like the skateboard as well. And Boney has some amazing traits in there. My favorite one that he did is the mustache, which I didn't actually even see until.
Oh my god, I love
until reveal.
Yeah, so I've got a mustache.
So, somebody go and check.
Toads at skateboards, by the way.
Go and check the name of the mustache trait. It's pretty funny.
CK Stacks.
It's funny that. Yeah. Do you know him? Do you know CK Stacks?
No.
He's a big toads guy.
Oh.
Okay. He's like a toads whale, and he's big in the CC0 ecosystem. But anyway, he has a mustache, and it's funny. Just laugh.
Ha ha!
Ha! That's funny, that lad.
Maybe.
Very funny.
And
this episode brought to you by Kenny Microphones. Mr. Brian.
What's up? Hey, what's up, everybody? I just wanted to say hi. I just got my party noggles in the mail in Japan from Klim. I'm feeling real nounish this weekend, and we were just, rocking the noggles at my school, having a lot of fun, doing a lot of coloring. Got a little free coloring book, kids coloring book. That's just free download on a Google Drive link. And yeah, we just wanted to say what's up. Just wanted to tap in with everybody, say hi.
I want to know about that Nerf Frisbee fight. That looked pretty vicious.
Oh yeah, that kids like to kind of unpack their stress, so we put on the Metallica and play Nerf Frisbee every once in a while.
What?
Yeah,
I haven't seen this. This sounds amazing.
You gotta hit his timeline. Yeah. It's great stuff. It's like they're vicious. They're vicious.
Yeah, I teach kids after school, so it's they're under stress, so I let them go crazy. But we got these soft frisbees. They're called Dodge Bee, and they're like kind of like Cordura with foam in them or something. They don't do too much damage, so I let them go nuts.
That's fantastic. Sorry, I'm still looking at the Unitoads, and I just realized that the Mohawk accessory that slants upward is just called Stonks. Yeah, I'm looking on mine. I've got the NARS Amber. I've got the vape, which is different from the cigarette. I've got a bow tie steel color, and the head is Stonks Violet. Normal white, and the right noggles emerald. And then my favorite, I've got a propeller hat, an awkward steel mouth.
Nice. The propeller hat I made for the MFR, for the MFR's 1 of 1, and then we liked it, so we put it into the collection as a trade as well.
It's fantastic. Yeah, I've got
the
2 flat
crown.
tops, a propeller hat, a stonks, and a horns.
I like
The funny thing about the crown, Prof, is Boney and I were talking. He was like, "I'm trying to make a crown, and it's not working. It looks like Bart Simpson." And then he was also showing me these other ones, and I looked at the asterisk. I was like, "That looks like a crown." And he's like, it's now that's the crown." So
I love it.
Boney,
I have magenta crown, and I love it. It's my favorite one so far.
You really did, Prof. Jesus.
I'm really upset that
I just
I'm telling you, it's ridiculous. I gotta go hide them or something, or put them in a different wallet.
No, you don't. You got 32. What?
Yeah, I got 10 of
I
got 10 of Fens and 10 of Toadies. It looks like they're about to play football against each other.
That's right. We'll have to do some collabs for sure, Fen. I think we all have to move in with Uncle Woody though. We're all gonna like raid the Little Toads Discord.
Do it.
There's a pigtails accessory. Sorry, I'm still looking at these. I love them so much.
No bowl cut though.
I know. I don't think it's possible to do a bowl cut.
No, you just take the hat, the propeller hat or whatever, and you move the 2 sides over, and you put in a few more lines. Boom, bowl cut. Should have consulted Woody.
Okay. Well, this
How
is
did none of us
Boney...
get NOC noggles?
I know. I was wondering that too. There's not very many of them in there. There's only, I want to say 10 or 20 in the entire collection.
Which noggles? Which one?
The NOC, the Noun-O-Cloggles.
Oh.
The Noun-O-Cloggles.
The Noun-O-Cloggles is a terrible, terrible name.
Sounds like really like fumbly shoes that you wear, and you just fall all over the place.
Yeah. Dutch people wear Noun-O-Cloggles for special occasions.
I'm wearing mine right now.
As a former chef, I wore a lot of cloggles. They start to get all bendy and stuff from the grease on the floors.
Were they like Crocs, or did you wear wooden shoes in the kitchen?
Wooden shoes.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that a thing? Is that a thing?
Yeah, cool. A lot of cooks wear clogs.
Why?
Wait.
Coming from a Dutch person.
Wait,
you're not shitposting. What?
Seriously. Yeah.
And what's the reason for that? I'm curious. Because I wouldn't think that'd be very comfortable.
Save your back.
What does it do for your back?
I don't know. It's just a thing.
So hold on. Hold on. Let me just clarify this from my mind's eye here. So are you talking about traditional clogs like you see?
Not with the pointy toe and everything, but yeah, like mine were made of wood. And then there's others that are like leather with the rubber bottom. They're not, they're like a closed toe Birkenstock. It was a common thing too. But yeah, it's good for the back when you're working 16 hours on your feet.
Interesting. We need to pin this to the top, I feel like.
What?
Wait.
Symbio,
were you working at a truck stop? Why were you working 16 hours?
Every cook works 16 hours. Someone always calls in sick. It's like, hey, do you mind working another shift? That happens every day.
I went to breakfast a couple of weeks ago, and it was taking a long time. Our friends had recommended this place. Like, the breakfast is really good. So we went there, and it was taking forever for the server to even get there. And we noticed he wasn't like out on the floor very, very often. So anyway, he finally comes to us and takes our order. And he's like, it's going to take a little bit longer than usual to get the order because I'm doing everything here today. Like, the cook didn't show up. So this poor guy was like, he was serving the entire room of people and then also going back and somehow making the breakfasts and then bringing them out. I'm laughing, but it's actually a horror story. I would die. But all that to Symbio's point, I think people showing up is a big problem in the food service industry.
I was working 10 hours a day at a bread factory, and then the government came in and started taking holes out of our bread, so then I had to work 16 hours a day, and I had to wear clogs.
That's exactly what he said to me. Were you there, Woody?
That was just my interpretation of the situation. That was all.
Well, it's eerily accurate. That's all I can say. And then,
I love that every character in every one of Woody's story of Tony's stories now is just like a
From the fif-
1950s
from the
ad
50s?
man. Every single one of the characters in every single one of Tony Hawk's stories from now on is going to be on 1950s radio.
You're never fully dressed without a smile. This is now the 50s 9 o'clock LITE show.
Wow. Yeah, it looks like they've advanced in terms of footwear, but still very common, clogs.
That's how
I thought you said
I
the
learned
50s
something.
advanced in terms of footwear. I was so confused.
Okay, so I'm looking. I did a Google search just so we can get this clarified. So they kind of look like Crocs, but they have wood on them.
Well, the Birkenstocks, I don't know what they use, cork or something, but
they're like
mine were just because I had clogs as a kid, I just kept them.
But they're kind of
They
like
really,
Croc looking, right?
Yeah,
and
now they are.
But Woody, like Dutch people literally wear clogs, like not every day, but they wear them for some things. But every like family that's Dutch in Canada usually has like a pair of wooden clogs that they put out in their front sitting room, and they literally wear wooden shoes.
No,
but that's what I think of.
That's tradition. That's more traditional
100%.
than it is like.
No. They wear them. They wear them. If there's a Dutch person in the audience, please come up and confirm that clogs are actually worn in the Netherlands.
I mean,
yeah, and
they're worn.
Mine were had like upholstery pins in them. That's how it kept the leather top on the wooden bottom. They had like upholstery nails hammered into the top.
The ones I've seen, that doesn't sound comfortable. The ones I've seen were just wood, even with the wooden top. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Hey, 4R, what's up?
Thanks for having me up, guys. I don't know. I haven't met a couple of you guys in here, but I know a few of you. So I just want to join and say what's up. I mean, the conversation right now is blowing my mind. It's so funny. Yeah, I worked as a chef, so I can feel where Tony's coming from. Although I haven't worked with the wooden shoes.
Okay. So what kind of clogs do people usually wear when they're chefing?
I used to just buy like a good pair of Nikes, so I'd have some traction. I mean, it gets a little greasy.
Okay. No, that I get. So I don't know. I think I'm going to take your Nikes over Symbiotex clogs, but
wait, are they Nike clogs? Nike clogs or
the new Hampton Jawkins,
right? They look like clogs when you kind of like squint your eyes, I guess. Yeah.
You just stepped on the heels and made them into clogs, right? Like Asian clogs, basically.
Oh, that sounds really uncomfortable. That's like
Go ahead.
That's a pet peeve of mine. When I like, I'm no one to blame but myself. But when I like stepped on the back of my heel of my shoe, and the next time you try to put it on, it's really hard to put on. Definitely a first world problem.
So everybody in the kitchen must be like click clacking around, right?
click clacking around,
kicking their shoes off, putting them back on, waiting for the next shit.
Yeah.
Standard runners
and singing, like, of course, singing in a 50s nasally voice, if I'm not mistaken.
No, with the clogs, it's got to be you've got to pick a more modern show if it's with the clogs, because everybody would be tapping. So you've got to you've got to have people going like Moses supposes his toes or roses. Like you have to.
Dude, my voice warm up.
I'm so confused now. I'm like questioning my whole foot existence right now. Like, are we better off?
Context for that is
are we better off walking on wooden shoes, or like, is this like a? Should I put my tinfoil hat on real quick?
Well, I think that no. I'm going to go ahead and say no. I'm going to go out on a limb. I do think that it's better to wear the shoes that we're wearing now than the wooden shoes. This reminds me of like the Jerry Seinfeld joke about chopsticks.
Well, how soft is too soft? You know, for your spine. Like, should we like? I'm very concerned right now.
Also, Tony, if you're going out on a limb, then I would say that you need to get the shoes finished being made.
Out of the limb.
Sorry. Yeah. Oh. What about this girl? You're fine.
So if you get a chip in your shoe, do you kind of just sand it down?
Yeah, that's right. You have to bring it. You have to bring it to the woodworkers to get it refinished.
That's where chip on your shoulder. That's where the chip on your shoulder
For
thing comes
kitchens, you
from.
have to define when you're referring to a chip.
Actually, Woody, the interesting story there is that during the First World War, the government would come and take a chip off your shoulder, and it was supposed to go to help make boats for the war effort. And then after the war, and everything goes back.
If Cardinal was here, he'd call it a crisp.
I feel that I need to at this
Crisp off
point
the
add
old
a
shoulder.
disclaimer.
Crisp off the
That
old shoulder.
none of the historical information should be deemed as accurate in any way, shape, or form.
That's right. NHA, not historical advice.
Exactly.
This is, I think at this point, if anybody is coming here expecting genuine information that isn't stated specifically, this is genuine information, something has gone wrong.
Hey, there might be new people. I just want them to know. I feel it's important.
You know what? That's fair.
None of this history is correct.
Roth is like, just so everyone knows, they're shit posting.
However, I did used to wear wooden shoes, but they were Dr. Scholl's. I don't know if anyone remembers those. Probably not. Like the 1970s, we used to wear
Dr.
wooden shoes
Scholl's
around,
had
little
wooden
flip-flops.
shoes.
Yeah, there were sandals that everybody
I was born in 1995.
Oh, they're like, were they like
and they were
flip-flops? I
wooden.
think I've seen.
Yeah,
Were they
they were
flip-flops?
slides.
Okay.
Yeah, they were flip-flops.
Yeah. I've seen flip-flops.
Yeah.
But those are different than clogs, because clogs really
That's-
don't look like they would be comfortable, because they've literally like carved out the contours of your foot, which I feel like, you know, wood not one of the most malleable substances I can think of off the top of my head. So it feels like, you know, if you got a weird foot or something, it's not going to be comfy.
Well, they have the Japanese clogs. They're like just like 2x4 cut up in little pieces and glued together.
Hey,
I'm sorry. What? Sorry, we're gonna come to you in a second here, 3D AI. But I just need to hear about these Japanese clogs. So, from what you described, they're just skis made of 2x4s.
They're called getas.
Mr. Brian could tell you.
Yeah. They're literally two like planks of wood. They're a plank of wood that your foot rests on, and then sticking down from that are two more planks of wood, essentially.
At right angles as risers. Yeah.
Okay, let's hear from the let's hear from the person in Japan.
Well, I
Brian,
think they're for the snow. Yeah, I think they're for like the old guys, you know, walk around the snow with their kimono. It's like I don't know, like a flex, I think, to be honest, at this point. Like back in the day, maybe that was all they had, but now I think it's just a flex.
Interesting flex. Interesting flex. Here in Canada, I mean, I shouldn't judge. Here in Canada, we put tennis rackets on our feet and walk around on the snow. So, I mean, that's definitely weirder, I guess.
That's a native snowshoe thing. That's ancient.
No, I know. That's what I'm talking about. Is snowshoes.
Yeah. Sorels are Canadian, right? Sorels are the bomb.
They are Canadian, actually. I mean, like most Canadian things, they've probably been bought by some international conglomerate and are no longer Canadian, but they were originally.
Toadie's still bitter about Tim Hortons. We know.
How did you know?
Toadie, do you ride a snowmobile to work, or like, how's that?
I don't actually. But you know what? I didn't grow up in like a super rural area, so I didn't do a lot of skidooing, as we call it here, snowmobiling. But I went with my wife 2 winters ago, and it's super fun. I want to do it more. It was one of those things that we went and we did it for a weekend, and then I was like that cat in the meme. I was like, I should buy a snowmobile, and I actually definitely had that authentic thought for like a day and a half. And then I was like, what am I going to do with a snowmobile in the city? Doesn't make any sense. But it was really, really fun. You can go super fast on those things. It's nuts.
Yeah, we used to rip around on the ice fishing in upstate New York on the frozen lake. It was a little scary.
Do people use them in Japan as well, or no?
Yeah, up north, I think. Ben would probably know about that. Up in Hokkaido, I'm way down south, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Toadie actually drives a caribou to work. Just like we used to ride alligator in Louisiana, Toadie rides a caribou.
Actually, we don't use the terminology ride a caribou. We collaborate with a caribou. We're very careful about our terminology. 3D AI, what's up?
No, I just wanted to come up. I'm definitely in support of the spread of misinformation. GM. What? Nah,
Welcome, sir.
nah. But you know what's crazy? I heard in Canada, in like a specific parts of Canada, um that you can like that they pour maple syrup in like a little snow thing, and then they turn it into like popsicles. I need to go Google it
Yeah,
real quick.
that's true.
That's true. Oh, where?
Yeah, that's true.
All right.
Yeah, it's true.
Montreal, buddy, Montreal.
Montreal. Oh,
They do it
bet.
anywhere where they make anywhere where they make maple syrup. So basically, they take the actual um, I don't know what you call it. It's called taffy, but I forget what the actual substance is. It's basically like pre. I was gonna say pre syrup, but that sounds terrible. So I don't know what you call it. It's like whatever becomes syrup once you boil it down many times, and then they just sort of put it on the snow and put a stick into it, and it sounds very unsanitary when you talk about it. It probably is unsanitary, but they feed it to children. So
It's great.
I
Okay, let me
heard
tell you,
I
it's
heard that
great.
if you
I've
die
had it
in
before.
Canada, you die in real life.
Don't you go where
unconfirmed.
the
That's
Huskies
kind of
go.
crazy.
Don't you eat that yellow snow.
It
Wow,
is yellow
I'm really.
snow.
This space has become really racist against Canadians.
You know,
I'm just kidding.
here's the thing, right? Boom. I'm born and raised in Florida, right? So the slander that we hear on the daily, I think,
That's a
you know what
mood.
I'm saying? Like,
As a
I think this is like,
as a born and raised Florida man, I get it.
I get
Yeah,
it,
you
bro.
can. You've been through the
They
ringer.
like people literally think that alligators deliver the mail over here, and I'm like, bruh, like,
Are you saying? Are you trying to
Well,
say
hold
they
on, hold
don't?
on. 3D. This is a real Canadian experience, so I think you are onto something
you
here.
feel me?
I
I
mean,
also from that
When
from
you're
the
up in
show.
Canada, you have the chance to get some maple syrup and pour it on. What they do, I've done it before. They get like a big trough, about 6 feet long, and they'll get a chisel and chop up ice into little tiny pieces until it's like powder.
Okay.
And then they'll go to the back and pull up a nice bucket of hot syrup and pour it in a line down on the table until it hardens like a rock, and then you pick it up with your stick, and it's good.
The play-by-play is kind of
Yeah,
crazy, but you know
the
what?
play-by-play was a little much. Yeah, it's
But
more. It's actually more detailed than I've ever heard.
but you know what?
But I
I
appreciate it.
visualized it, and I think that's what's important. Um,
It's also hugely
That's why
accurate.
I'm bringing you there.
Three D as a Louisiana and myself, I can relate. We have movies made about us all the time.
bro, you know what's crazy? Okay, so when people bring up about like Florida and it's like alligators, I feel like, bro, Louisiana's right there. There's a whole bayou. Why are we getting slandered?
I was gonna say our mail is
Because half of
actually
us are
delivered by
nuts.
alligators.
Mm. Is self-hate?
I'm
No, I'm playing.
I would like to apologize as I was one of the people growing up in Florida that made those stereotypes exist. Uh,
By playing with alligators.
I literally I lived about half a mile from Gator Island in Lake Apopka when I was a kid. And I would frequently, when I didn't want my mom to come into my room, I'd run outside, grab a gator, bring it back, and then just put it next to my door.
Yeah, you know what?
Um,
That's one thing as a Canadian. That's one thing that always shocked me is like how comfortable people get with animals. Like how people in Louisiana and Florida just like casually still swim, even
Bro,
though
I'm
so
there's
yeah. I mean, you get
monsters,
used to.
literally monsters in your ponds, and you're like, well, yeah, but it is really hot out though, and it's like, no, I'm not. I'm not.
My birth grandmother had a pet bear.
so boom.
Um,
You went there.
kind of.
So
No, it wasn't really a pet bear. He was a black bear that lived in the woods behind her house, and she had a picnic table in her backyard. So every once in a while, she'd just go outside with a bucket and a bunch of beers and pour all the beers into the bucket and give it to the bear, and then they just sit at the picnic table.
so boom.
Okay, one weird
Right?
animal
See
story
that?
Wait, hold
at
on.
a time.
Black
3D
bear.
AI. 3D AI. Tell us about your gator
All right.
experience.
So you
By the way, this show is about nouns. By the way, continue.
oh,
Go
no
ahead.
problem, no problem. I'm actually up here because like Prof is up here. No Prof. But I was like, all right,
Sweet.
this is where I had to cross the line. All right. This is where like they're crossing the line. So there's somebody from Australia that was like, ooh, you live in Florida? That's crazy. I could never, bro. Australia is the Florida of the world. What are we talking about here? Like y'all have nah. Listen, enough with the slander. We don't have any venomous things. Like alligators are actually pretty docile. They be chilling. Crocodiles are murderers, bro. Like, what are we
Well,
doing?
I'm
hold
glad
on.
you told me that. I'm glad you told me that story because you just reminded me of a story that I saw on TikTok the other day where there was this bogan Australian dude. Hopefully, bogan's not offensive. I don't know if it is.
It's
Boney,
fine.
give me an emoji, Boney, if I just offended you. But anyway, there was this guy who was trying to impress a tourist who was in his town, so he jumped into a canal that is known to have crocodiles in it to prove that they are not aggressive, and then he got his arm bit off by said crocodile.
You see,
And
you
then
just don't play with dinosaurs. Like should be a general rule. And 3D, let's
yes,
not pretend like you don't have crocodiles in Florida.
I mean, but
You
they're
guys
like
have
super
everything
few and
over
far between. You know what I'm saying? We got round snouted reptiles.
There's not many crocs.
Yeah,
yeah. Florida's new motto: only a few dinosaurs.
you feel me?
there. Well,
No,
like
we've got a
Florida
lot of
has.
gators. Don't get us wrong. There's a lot of alligators. There's just very
Wait,
few crocodiles.
wouldn't they
Florida
be
has
considered
pythons
tiny?
now. They have iguanas.
Okay,
They have
so
wild cats over
you know what?
there.
So
Let's
they
talk
have
about the
tiny
python.
dinos in
Let's talk
Florida.
about the python. Right?
Hey, yo.
So you know what? And if we're still arguing about the whole Australia thing, right? The snakes that
Which we
we
are.
got aren't venomous. You feel me? They just like to strangle the life out of you. But like, you know what? The python thing is kind of scary though.
I'm sorry. What?
The
I'm
python.
sorry. What?
We
We
only
have
have
some pythons.
Yeah,
we've got
some
pythons. We don't have that many venomous snakes other than like the occasional coral.
right. You know what I'm saying? Okay, that's crazy. But like, like the python thing was crazy. I knew it was crazy when I seen a picture of a python strangling the hell out of an alligator, and I was like, oh nah.
How rare are they? Like, have you ever come across one?
A python?
No,
Python?
Yeah.
they're out in the Everglades. They're not.
Yeah.
They're not supposed to be here. They're
invasive.
what do you call
Yeah.
it? Invasive.
They're invasive.
Yeah.
Yeah, my babysitter when I was like 4, when my dad had this friend named Earl, who looked exactly like you imagine he might have, and we had to get to his house by an airboat.
Slander.
He was. This was an Earl in Florida that lived in a swamp on a house on stilts that you had to get to with a boat.
I can see him vividly now.
He had about 6 teeth, and 2 of them were on a mantelpiece. Like
he wore clogs, didn't he?
he might have. No, but my dad and him would sit out on the front porch and drink and cut up, and then I'd be inside the house because my mom was at work, so I would be inside Earl's house watching TV, and my babysitter was a 15-foot long ball python. That would just like gently constrict me like a hug, and then we'd just like hang out. He was super friendly.
Confused right now.
All right.
What do you mean?
Call me the reptile whisperer. All right, boom. So pythons. All right, pythons and like constrictors and stuff like that. The reason why we see people have them as pets is because like inherently, if you domesticate a python, it's not hard. You know what I'm saying? It's just like when you go out into like the wild, they're like already got that survival instinct, and they about to fuck you up. And you know what? I'm not a snake guy. I'm never gonna have a pet snake. You know what I'm saying? Y'all be easy. But there's no but. I'm not having a pet snake. Y'all thought there was.
By the way, there's something I just have to say for the show, just to be on the safe side. NHA, not herpetology advice.
Not herpetology advice. Do not buy a snake. Do not.
Don't be like me.
I never knew there were pythons in Florida.
They're not supposed to be. They're usually pets that escaped.
Pets that are over-released in the Everglades.
Yeah, when they get too
realize
big.
that maybe having a python was a bad idea.
It's like
because people don't realize
goldfish down the toilet. You like, oh word.
It's kind of like the thing with Earl's python.
Do not try flushing a python down the toilet. It doesn't work.
Don't do it.
Quick question: when ASCII python?
10 minutes.
ASCII Python coming soon.
Hey, you know what's crazy? This is the first time.
Ask and you shall receive, as it
This
were.
is the first.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh
Finn.
yeah, my bad. This is the first time I've been in like a
No.
Web3 space, and they talking about Python, and it's nothing to do with code, and I'm kind of happy about it.
I was thinking
like,
the same thing.
I was just thinking that.
you know what I'm saying? Like, we're human, bruh. Like, nah,
It's true. This
is a fact.
That's very true.
On the weekends, we get a little off topic.
Yeah,
go,
well, it's a weekend light show. Although speaking of, we should probably we've been here for an hour. We should probably there's a few things that we can keep talking, but there's a few things we should probably take care of, right?
Yeah, I mean, we can give a POAP out to everyone who's here, and the POAP features a gator. No, it doesn't. I don't know what it is, but I'm sure it's amazing art.
Well, we don't have it yet. It will know.
There is no gator in nouns. Yes.
If only
there will be one. There will be
one
in Florinouns. There will be one in Florinouns coming up for B2, but there is only a croc in nouns.
God, I forgot Brock was on the stage. I got to be more careful.
Yeah, we in the same city. Yeah. No,
I just want to say Earl might also be my cousin, and he doesn't wear Crocs. It's those white fish boots, like the white rubber boots.
Yep. You know him.
Hey, 3D, what are you doing tomorrow and every day for the rest of your life? You want to join us back here as an honorary host?
Oh, word? No, you know what's crazy? I was like, I stay seeing these spaces, and I'm like, bro, I don't have like a nouns thing on top of my thing, but I was like, damn, I just changed my profile picture. I got glasses, maybe I can blend in. But yeah, for sure, I'll pull up.
Amazing.
Fantastic.
So
all right.
he's actually, I actually met him on a space, and all of a sudden he starts talking about a hurricane and how it wiped out a city, and I'm like, wait a minute, that's my city. And then so we started talking, and he's actually going to come speak in my class this week.
That's awesome.
You know what?
That's really cool.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. You know what I'm saying? I got the lecture like.
That's so cool.
And by the way, in the space, a different space, he was like, and he was talking to alcoholics, and she was telling me about Nouns Builder, and I'm like, wait a minute, like that's crazy. So we had to talk. It was nuts.
Nah, so shout out to Val. Val is the person that actually onboarded me in this space like a year ago. So like that's
Valcoholics?
Yeah.
Awesome. She's awesome, yeah.
That's my god sister.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I do have a POAP ready to go.
All right, let's do it.
All right, so POAP stands for Proof of Attendance Protocol. It's a free NFT that we give away every single day here in the Noun Square. If you don't already have the POAP app, all you have to do is go to poap.xyz, poap.xyz on your mobile device and download the application. Once you have it downloaded, wallet synced up and all that, you're going to tap the Mint button in the bottom right-hand corner. Then you're going to tap the Secret Word button. And today's secret word is Snake Talk 23. Snake Talk 23. That is SNAKETALK 23. All lowercase, all one word. Snake Talk 23.
I need to start making the POAP words. The secret
You
words.
know
I
what?
think. Mine for today would have been Anaconda starring Ice Cube. I think that would have been mine.
You know what? What do you mean by that? No,
Anaconda, dude, that movie
No.
back in the day, wasn't Ice Cube in that like horror movie about
Hey,
the big ass snake?
we forget that the stars in the actual movie wasn't Jennifer Lopez in that too, and LL Cool J.
Yeah, I think J-Lo.
There's a lot of people in that movie, yeah.
Oh,
At the start, at the end, not so many.
what were we doing, bro?
Owen Wilson was in that movie.
No way.
Oh,
Yeah, I've seen that movie way too many times.
Hey, you know what's actually crazy?
John Voight was in that. Danny Trejo was in it.
Hey, you know
Is
what's
this
crazy?
this is gonna turn into a movie night? I have a feeling we're gonna schedule a movie night now and watch Anaconda together.
I'm not.
That
In the
movie made me
Discord.
feel like
Somebody else is going to have to stream it. I'm not going to stream Anaconda to the Discord.
Hey, real
No.
quick, the word didn't work for me. The Snake Talk 23.
I was just about to say that. Yeah, I don't think it's
Did
working.
it?
that movie made
That's
me feel like
interesting.
I was a medical officer, like I could learn a surgery. Remember the part where they had to give the guy I think it was called tracheotomy. I was like, oh man, I can do this now.
NMA, not medical advice. Please don't learn how to do tracheotomies from American movies.
Sandbag, I watched
Okay,
this
try
one,
one more time.
Anaconda.
Try one more time. That was my bad. I forgot that the time changed, and UTC didn't. So
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Right.
yeah,
Because
it was set for an hour
universal
from
time
now.
doesn't need to change, right? Because it's universal. That's
Right.
Yep, exactly.
No,
See,
it
if
wasn't
we
that
all
I
just
forgot that
used-
that's how that worked. I forgot that the time changed. I literally forgot what time it was.
If we all used noun o'clock as our reference time, then we wouldn't have these problems. You know, we could just
Yeah,
all.
get on that shit. So yeah, just to remind anybody who didn't already hear it, Snake Talk 23, SNAKETALK 23. And now it should work now that the time is actually set for now instead of an hour from now.
You've set the time to NOC +1?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
It's 9 o'clock somewhere.
That's right. That's what we always say at noun
That was the IRL 9 o'clock meetings.
It's noun o'clock.
Could I get another
somewhere.
handle on the app? Could I get another handle on the app name?
POAP.xyz. You got to download it on your mobile device.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a phone only app.
It stands for Proof of Attendance Protocol because it's like a free NFT that you get for showing up places, going to events and stuff.
So I can find it on
Throw
the App
another
Store, right?
gator in front of that door.
On the App Store?
You can either get it on the app. I think it's on the App Store, or you can just go to poap.xyz and there's links that you can tap to go to whatever app store you need.
RFG, did you
Give me a
ever see
sec.
that episode of Nathan For You where he?
No.
Have you ever watched Nathan For You? First of all,
No.
okay, great show. You gotta look it up. It's Nathan Fielder. He's like a super straight man.
Anyone
but
that has not
hilarious.
seen that show needs to go watch it. It is absolutely hilarious.
It's so.
You lost me when you said straight man, but all right, keep going.
Well, I don't. Not straight man. Straight man.
I
All
know
one word.
I know it. I know what you meant.
But what's relevant to today's conversation, which is surprising that anything is relevant to today's conversation, but there's one particular skit where he pretends to be like a business consultant basically and goes and helps these real businesses in weird ways. And so one of them is he goes to help this like struggling electronics business that's being put out of business by the big box stores. And he makes this promotion where anybody can come and get a free TV. But then he makes like all of these crazy things that you have to do to get to the back room where the free TVs are, and the last level is that there's a gator in the last room with the boxes of TVs, and so when you get there, you have to like fight the gator for your free TV.
It's an amazing show.
Aww.
It's so good. We should watch it after we watch it.
I would totally win that.
Watch party.
Hey,
Nathan For You watch party.
have y'all watched? Have y'all watched that show Barry on HBO?
Oh yeah.
No, I haven't seen it yet. Actually.
Now, what do you know?
I heard it's good.
Hey, listen, fire. They come back for season 4. For people that don't know, Barry, the synopsis is an assassin or a hitman that goes and takes acting classes. It's really fire.
Yeah, it's really well done.
And it's like
That's
it's actually like
who's in that? Is that Jason Sudeikis or who's the main guy in that?
Bill Hader, dude from SNL.
Oh, Hader, yeah. Yes.
Nah, but it's like it's funny and it's a drama, but they know how to play with tone a lot. And you should definitely check it out if you're trying to get like a good laugh, but like be like, damn, this is kind of deep.
Yeah, it's a different.
We actually prefer tone deaf content here. Actually, on 9 o'clock LITE. No, I'm just kidding.
Speaking of tone deaf, Cody, I think I'm tone deaf. Sorry, 9 o'clock. I'm trying to find the pop.xyz. Did I say that right?
POAP.
P-O-P.
No, P. It's 4 letters. POAP.
Oh, I'm missing the A. Okay, thank
Yeah,
you.
POAP. Not to be confused with clogs.org.
It said it was minted out already. I tried. By the time I went through the human verification, it said it was minted out.
Seriously?
Really?
It shouldn't be. That shouldn't be a thing. It's open for another 5 minutes.
It said it ran. Yeah, it gave me an error. It said to tell the
Let
host
me
or
try.
something.
Oh God, there's nothing worse than when you go through that entire game and don't get a free POAP. At that point, I'm pretty sure if you call the labor board, they owe you a free POAP once you finish that game.
No, because
Just
we've
by,
been
like-
having issues with POAP recently where, like, I literally couldn't make this run of POAPs for the first 4 days that I was trying. So I think something went wrong with that game. Anyway, for anybody who still hasn't gotten the application, Papa Oscar Alpha Papa .xyz.
Is that your uncle who lives in the Everglades?
Yeah, in many ways, no. It's NATO alphabet.
Yeah. No, I thought you were like sending an airstrike for a second. I was like, whoa, what are we doing here?
Take that, Florida.
Nah, chill. That's not
No, I'm from Florida. I don't want to do that to Florida.
Yeah, we gotta relax.
Hey,
We gotta relax.
be nice to us.
We already just got Ian. Like we're cool, bro.
We are, yeah. Florida's already God's Etch-a-Sketch. I don't know why we would need
Australia.
more going on.
You were close, Australia. You were close. We're yo. All right. Here's the thing. I don't think Florida is as bad as everybody says. Like,
it's not that. I mean, legislative wise, it's terrifying, but it's not. It's not.
My bad.
The environment's great.
Okay, government wise, yeah, we might be cooked.
We got nice weather.
Yeah, government wise,
we got nice weather.
We got that going for us, which is nice.
Except for those hurricanes, we got great weather.
So if Florida's so great, why y'all have to have lanais around your pools?
Lanai?
Wait, what?
To keep out the alligators.
Wait, what?
Full cages.
Okay, this is the first.
Or in my case, keep the gators in.
Listen, I don't support giving an explanation because I've never had to do that. But you know what? Nah. So here's the thing. All right, we be talking about Florida, man. But like, all right, mind you, Florida has no walkable cities. You have to go outside and look for a Florida man. You feel me? But like, if I go out to like New York, right? And I see somebody taking a dump on like the MTA steps, right? I am probably more often than not gonna see that more often than I'll see like Florida man out here doing like mad drugs. You know what I'm saying? Like
100%. And it's completely
100%,
normalized
bruh.
in big cities. It's just like, oh, it's a guy shitting. I'm just gonna keep walking and eating my bagel, wearing my clogs, just chilling.
Yeah.
Right,
the only thing is that you have to mention though is that guy though on the New York street, he was from Florida, so that's a little bit of a twist in the tail.
No. The only time you see somebody doing something crazy in Florida is like when I last visited my birth family. And there was a traffic jam just like outside the neighborhood that everybody lived in, and I had to go and figure out what was going on. And there was a gator in the middle of the road, so I just picked him up and moved him.
Wait, wasn't the cannibal apocalypse guy? Wasn't that in Florida?
Yeah, but that was normal. That was just a guy on bath salts. That's not a big deal.
Is this a thing that happened outside of Florida? But like we had this trend, maybe it was like when I was in university or something, where it was like on Facebook, so it had to be quite some time ago. But you were supposed to like look up your birthday plus Florida man and then post like the crazy.
Oh, brother. Okay, so you know what? Let's start a dialogue. Florida, anything you do in Florida is public record. So like, yeah. Nah, I guarantee you.
That's true.
If I go to like if they allowed that in New York, and I started looking up all the crazy shit that was going on with my birthday, nah, bruh.
So it's really not that it's crazier here. It's just that we know about it.
We know,
we just make it
like,
we put our crazy on the front porch and say, "Here you go."
Nah,
that's
so Florida. So you're saying that Florida is the blockchain of public weirdness?
Bro.
Is that what you're saying?
Exactly.
Nah, matter of fact,
all right.
And then we can tie it together.
I see Noise down there Noise is my homie, also Bronx legend. To me, they laughing it up, and honestly, I want them to defend their city. But you know what? I'm a slander, but I also here's the thing. There's an appeal to New York that makes you not want to leave. So like I guess take that for what you will.
I mean, I've lived in both Florida and New York, and I have to admit that I did enjoy New York more. But
you ended up somewhere in between. So
and I wound up dead. No, not somewhere in between. The time that it takes to drive from my old apartment in New York and the time that it takes to drive from my old house to my current apartment in North Carolina, there is a 7-minute difference. I ended up in the perfect middle.
Well, I didn't want to dox you, but yes.
It's not I mean, it's whatever.
Facts.
Too late.
Too late. Said, man,
now you can take 2 concentric circles from Florida and New York and find out exactly where RFG lives.
You know what I'm saying? Put the P.O. box out there.
Yeah.
No.
Don't do that.
No.
I'm not going to do that. There's like, but I mean, I could. There's like 6 post offices like within walking distance of my place. So
you just have to follow the noun stickers all the way to Robot Fish Girl.
That's actually accurate. I'm not hard to find. It's not like I'm hiding.
She is hiding
Well,
a bit.
This has been fun. I have to jump though.
Wait, before you go,
yes.
I wanted to just ask because we were talking about New York, NFT NYC coming up. Are you going, Prof?
Yes, I am. Where are we staying? Did we figure that out?
I need to book my travel. We need to figure out where we're staying.
We need to get a 9 o'clock hype house. We're gonna make TikToks for a week.
Great.
They're too expensive, though. They're too expensive.
I think we should.
Unless we're gonna do it upstate.
Get OTG to pay for it.
Yeah, I'm a.
Unless we're doing
we need
it
to look at we need to look for like someone who's looking for pet sitting or something, and we can all go and like pet sit their pet.
This very thoroughly pet sit. Like 7 people pet sitting 1 dog.
Your dog will never be alone the entire time.
We should just get a really big
except for when we all leave to go to the...
Just get a really big and dope Airbnb in like Buffalo and just be like, yeah, we're here. And NFT and
I mean,
NYC.
at that point, you guys might. At that point, you might as well just all come stay with me in Ottawa.
Really.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I'm gonna be in New York. I'm gonna be couch surfing with friends, but I'm gonna be there.
I'm gonna be.
How many couches would you say your friends have?
I mean, I've got a lot of friends, so
shout out.
I'm taking a cod at art.
No, I was gonna say I'm gonna be there from the 10th to the 16th, so I hope to see y'all there.
Awesome. And are you doing any gallery? You might be displaying at some galleries there, right?
I hope so, because like what's really weird, I was just made a tweet about this. It was like, this NFT NYC is a bit, it's a bit more crickets than usual, and I think it's because like everything was so close together. But I know I had a couple people ask to put my art up, so I'll figure that out. I'm pretty sure I'll have it in like 3 galleries by the time I'm over there.
What kind of art do you do, by the way?
You said
what kind of art do you do, man?
I do 3D collage and AI, but I actually like with a lot of my pieces, to produce the collage, like I just produce the elements and like raw outputs from AI.
That's super cool. I actually just saw your pinned tweet, and I just posted above for people if they want to take a look.
Oh, thanks, man. No, I really have fun with it. I was out there in New York for Super Chief at the World Trade like a month and a half ago. And it was fire. This was like the first time I was able. Well, I was at Art Basel. Like I got showed at Art Basel, but this was like the first time it was like, ooh, where like y'all pick for the travel. Like that's fire. So I'm excited, and I'm excited to meet up with like a whole bunch of other artists like in Brooklyn that I met earlier, but it was too cold to be like outside for more than 10 minutes. So yeah, no, hopefully it's warmer. And yeah. But yeah.
Us Florida people are not looking forward to the weather up there during April. I preferred it when it was in June.
See, for us, it'll be a little bit warmer, so we'll be fine. The Canadians will be fine.
Yeah, y'all built.
We'll just bring our. We'll just
I
drive
do
our
have a-
ski-doo down until the snow disappears.
Jesus. I do have a hard limit in about 3 minutes.
All right,
Huh.
let's do the retweet picker because I don't think we did that yet, right?
Yeah. Do you have one, or should I be getting one?
I'll get one now. Give me a minute
Fantastic.
and we'll have one.
All right, I will. Yeah, I'm hoping to be there for Art Matter, and then also at FT NYC. Hopefully, we'll see. But hoping to be there end of March, and then I might have to come home and then go back up for to be there when everybody else is there.
Also,
Yeah, that's like me.
real quick before.
That's like me last year. I had a wedding 1 week after NFT NYC in New York, so I was there a week after. Where is everybody?
Real quick, I just want to say.
And didn't tell me you were there, and that was when I was living there. You posted about it 3 weeks later, and I was like, God damn it.
I just want to say real quick, shout out to Prof because Prof is about to leave. But what's crazy is that I'm about to speak in their class, and I was just talking to my friend about this. I had dropped out 5 years ago to work with artists full time from around that same university. And I was like, no, I'm about to walk in and teach a class about art and tech. Not teach, but yeah, just demonstrate.
Pretty much guest lecture.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I'm look at life. You know what I'm saying? But I just want to say Prof is dope, and I can't wait to meet up. And there's a whole bunch of other artists in this.
They know. They know I'm dope. It's true.
Tell
They
us
know.
something we don't know. We already knew that.
You know what?
All right, I got a retweet picker for us.
I've got a drum roll for you.
Let's do it. The winner is at Tom is Meta. At Tom is Meta. Congratulations. You've won 0.069 each just for retweeting the room. We appreciate it. Gets the word out, gets people in here to talk herpetology and other things, usually more Web3. But hey, you never know what might happen on a LITE Sunday. Tom is Meta. So meta, even this acronym.
Yep. I'm glad you said it because I was about to.
I can't not say it. I see Tom clapping down there, so he's happy. And we need to do a lucky Nomo draw. I got distracted by Unitodes and forgot to do that. So
while you're doing that, I'll read out the schedule because we've got an interesting schedule tomorrow.
Deal.
So tomorrow, Monday, on the Noun Square. Well, first today, 9:30 p.m. EST. Every single day at 9:30 p.m. EST. We've got the daily drop, but that's gnarly. Tomorrow morning, same bat time, same bat channel. We're going to be back here for Noun O'Clock. So, and I believe our guest tomorrow is Inarashi, 0x Inarashi, I'm pretty sure. So that is tomorrow morning, going to be at around 9:05 a.m. EST-ish. After that, about almost exactly an hour after that, we have got UNouns. Soapbox, the Noun Square at 10 a.m. EST, all about the United Nations Nouns project that just launched recently. The art is fantastic. The people are great. I'm really excited about that. At 1:30 p.m. EST or 5:30 p.m. UTC, we have got Bora Build Up Brazil. It is a Portuguese language space. So if you speak Portuguese, you're trying to learn, perfect place to show up. Then at 3:30 p.m. EST, we have got Nouns Museum, a soapbox, the Noun Square, all about art. And tomorrow is going to be really fun. Me and Tortita are going to be interviewing Carlos, also known as the person behind Greta Gremplin. It is his first ever interview as himself. So that's going to be awesome. I'm really excited about that. We've actually got a few exclusive interviews over the next few weeks on Nouns Museum. Then immediately after Nouns Museum, as soon as we log off, Nouns Esports starting right back up at 4:30 EST, 8:30 p.m. UTC. Everything going on with Nouns Esports. This has been an eventful week for them. So it's going to be a recap of that as well as some plans for future for a few of their teams. Then at 6 p.m. EST, we have got the Lil Nouns show, which about everything about Lil Nouns. I don't know. Usually I ask Cardno what's going on there this week. I'm not sure off the top of my head, but it's always a fantastic show. It's a show that you really don't want to miss. Mondays
I'm
are
excited
great
to hear
on
about
PNS.
Carlos because I was almost gonna ask Greta when I came on the stage, but I can't wait for tomorrow. I've been wondering about that.
It's excited. I'm excited. It's going to be so much fun.
One last piece of housekeeping is that Meshup's final burn is happening and closing tonight at midnight Eastern. So if you have any Meme Caesar tickets to burn, today's the day.
Wait, can you say that again? I was picking a Nomo and I missed that.
The Meme Caesar burn final round is closing tonight.
Okay.
At midnight Eastern.
Final round.
Final round.
By the way, I found someone who got Nanocloggles Unitodes. Brad got one. He just tweeted about it
too, and she's selling them for 0.69. She got like a number 17 rarity or something. I've already been picking through.
Nice.
Awesome.
Well done, Prof. All right, I've got the winner here. Give me a drum roll. I know you got to log off here, so go ahead.
Yeah.
The winner of one Unitodes NFT from the Nomo Vault, because they minted a Nomo yesterday, Jack D at Jack D. So I'm not saying ad. It's not at. It's his OpenSea name, Jack D. But he's around. We see him, JackD.eth. He's in the space, so we'll make sure we get in touch with him, give him that airdrop. And as RFG mentioned earlier, if you want to put yourself into this draw for tomorrow, you got to mint a Nomo. And you can do that at nomo.wtf all day long until tomorrow's NOC for the price of almost exactly $10 USD right now with the price of Ethereum. So $10.06 USD.
Really nice piano. CC0 piano.
Yeah, it is.
That's all I had.
That's all I got. I don't think we have to talk about any more animals, venomous or not. No more reptiles. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Bonnie's laughing at your choice of songs.
I mean, I had to.
I was hoping for the theme song from Captain Kangaroo.
It's over? No, thanks for having me up, guys.
Thanks for joining us, everybody.
Hope you eventually got your Pro app.
Come back at 9:30 p.m. EST for That's Gnarly, and come back here, same time as today, 9 a.m. EST, 9 o'clock at the Noun Square.
And remember, no matter what they say,
your disgusting, I'm going to kill you, give me $200.